A very warm welcome to this session on language of MPlus. As you know that every country has its own language. Without understanding that language, you cannot freely move in that country. Without understanding that language, you cannot freely communicate with the people in that country. Almost same as the case with programs. Every program has its own language and we need to understand it before we start using it. Let's try to understand the language of MPlus. There are 10 basic commands which we need to understand before we start using MPlus. Title, data, variable, define, analysis, model, output, save data, plot, and others. Others includes all operators which we use in MPlus. First one is the title. The basic purpose of this command is to provide a title to the analysis, which would appear on the top of the output file. And how we give a title to a file or analysis. When you open a new file in MPlus, this file is called an input file. In the input file, simply on the top, type title, colon, and then give a name which you want to give to the analysis. Second is data. The basic purpose of this command is to provide information about the dataset. How we do it? Simply type data, colon, then write name of the data file with extension, that is .dat, and put semicolon. Semicolon is an indication that the command is going to end here. Sometimes it happens that you put a file but MPlus fails to run the analysis. One of the prime reason is that in that case your data file is not located in the same folder where your input file is located. Hence, it is advised that data file should be saved in the same folder where you are going to save input file. If it is to be located in some other place, then you have to give your complete path of the location of your data file. Third one is variable. The basic purpose of this command is to specify the list of variables included in your dataset. And how we mention it? We simply type variable, colon, and names are here. Provide list of all variables. For example, if I have two sets of variables, one for in Y series, second in X series, so simply you can put it like Y1 to Y6 and X1 to X4. So that would include all variables included in this range from Y1 to Y6 and X1 to X4. Alternatively, you can mention name of each variable separately by giving space in between two variables. Y1 space, Y2 space, Y3 space, and on and on. And don't forget to put semicolon at the end of the list of variables. And remember, two commands are mandatory in MPlus. One is data and the second one is variable. All other commands are optional depending upon the nature of analysis. Fourth one is define. This command is used when you have to create a new variable by using some existing variable or existing variables. For example, in case of moderation, what you need to do is you need to create an interaction variable by multiplying independent variable with your moderating variable. And then how you do it? You simply type define colon, then here give name to your interaction variable equal to, here put the first variable, then sign of multiplication, that's star, then name of the second variable, then put semicolon. Remember, put here exact names which are mentioned in your dataset. Otherwise, analysis will not run. Also, don't forget to put semicolon at the end of the command. Fifth command is the analysis. This command is used to describe the technical details of the analysis. You can include like analysis colon type is equal to mixture semicolon and on and on. And you can also use Monte Carlo typical like this ones in analysis. Analysis integration is equal to Monte Carlo semicolon. It will run Monte Carlo simulation analysis. Sixth one is the model. Model, the basic purpose of this command is to describe the model, whether it is EFA, CFA, or regression model, path analysis, whatever it is, you can mention it. How to do it? There are three operators which we need to understand. First one is the by. By is used to define latent variables. For example, if observed variables are ranging from QL1 to QL5 and the construct is QL, so I will write here QL by QL1 dash QL5 semicolon. So that would indicate that this construct QL construct has 5 items. So the by is used when you're going to define the latent variables. Second operator is on. This operator is used in regression analysis. In every regression equation, you put a sign of on. You put on an operator. For example, when you type y on x1 space x2 space x3, what does it mean in semicolon? What does it mean? It means equation is having 3 predictors x1, x2, x3 and one outcome variable, that is y. In other words, y is here dependent variable, x1, x2, x3 are the independent variables. You can write multiple equation also, but after every equation, at the end of every equation, you put a sign of semicolon and on and on. Third operator is with. With is used to define covariance. For example, when I type x1 with x2 semicolon, that would mean, so these two variables x1, x2, they are having a relationship of covariance. Seventh command is output. This command is used when you are going to request some additional output which is not included in the default list of analysis. So you can write here typically like output colon C interval bootstrap semicolon. Right. So upper limit and lower limit both will be calculated and would be presented in the output file. There is also provision. for saving data. If some new data is created, so for the latent variables, and you want to save it, you can use it. And how to use it? Simply write save data colon here. Type the list and give your name of the data file. Then is plot. The basic purpose of this is to request plots, graphs. There are three types: plot 1, plot 2, plot 3. And how to request it? Simply type plot colon type is equal to plot 3. Now the last command. This group of operators. Some we have already discussed. For example, colon. Colon is an indication that command is following this colon. For example, title then is colon. So after colon is an indication that MPlus must be alerted that some command is coming. And semicolon is basically used to inform the MPlus that the command is going to end here. Then there are three other operators: is, or, and plus, and on. Other one also. And these are all interchangeables in most of the cases. For example, if you write here names are like this one, categorical is, estimator is, so these are all interchangeables. Then is hyphen. Hyphen operator is used to give a range. As I mentioned earlier also, if you have a list of the variables starting from y1 to y18, so there are 18 variables included in that range. So instead of putting the names of all 18 variables separately, you only write it y1, then hyphen, then y8. Right? So it would give a complete range. So then is sign of exclamation. This one. This is specifically used when you're going to write some comment. Right? So when you write this command, so that is an indication, an intimation to MPlus that this statement should be ignored while running the analysis. There are two ways. One is simply write semicolon, sorry, not semicolon, sign of exclamations. Or you can also put this sign of exclamation, then star, then you write all statements, whatever you want to write, and at the end you close it like this one. Star, then sign of exclamations. So that would mean any statements included in between these two operators, so they have to be ignored by MPlus. Here are some resources which you can use for further understanding about MPlus and MPlus languages. Thanks for watching.